Hey, it's Oskar from GoPrimate here, and once again Fitbeast has been kind enough to send me more of their training equipment, and this time they sent me their ab roller kit. So in this training kit you can find a ab roller, a skipping rope and push-up handles. So the first thing that comes to my mind is this is a very old school training kit. It doesn't get more old school than an ab roller and a skipping rope, and what it also reminds me of is of boxing type training and MMA training, because we all know boxers and MMA fighters and martial artists in general, they spend a lot of time doing rope skipping, and they're also known to be using that ab wheel. So if you're somebody who gets inspired by that boxing and MMA type of training, then I can see this being a very suitable training kit for you. So let's just open up the box and see what we can find. So you will, like I said, get that ab roller kit right here. We also have a cool looking bag. So if you maybe train from outdoors, or if you just need a bag in general, then you get a cool handy bag to put your equipment in. And you also get the rope, like I mentioned, and you get the push-up handles. But that's not it. There's more where that came from. That's right. You also get a softening mat. So this is going to be placed underneath your knees. So when you do your ab rolling, it's going to be less uncomfortable for the knees with this underneath them. Alright, so as you probably notice, all these things are going to be in pieces, but it's very easy and simple to set them up. But just to be on the safe side, I'll show you quickly how you can set these things up. So for the actual ab roller, you're going to have 6 pieces. So you're going to have 2 of these wheels, you're going to have 1 of these things, I don't know what it's called, and then you have 1 bar like this, and you're going to have 2 handles with a nice softening surface on them. So what you do is you first take this stick, you take this little thing that I don't know what the name of it is, you put it in like this, you take 1 wheel, put it on one side, take the other wheel, put it on this side, then you take both of these, so there's going to be a hole on one end of each of these, so you put one in here like that, other one as well, really. And you press it as far as it goes, and there you go. This is the ab wheel already set up and ready to go. Let's move on to the push-up handles. So here you're going to be having 3 pieces per push-up handle, so 6 pieces in total. So you're going to have an actual handle like this, then you're going to have 2 of these feet or legs, so you put it in like that, boom, and also make sure it goes all the way in. Same with the other side, like that, and the other one. And it's probably also good to press them down like that, so there you go. So that's it, everything's now set up and ready to go. Alright, so what can you actually do with this equipment? Well, with the jump rope, it's pretty obvious, you can do rope skipping, so that's pretty self-explanatory. But with the push-up handles, I can see 3 main things that a lot of people could use them for. So the first one is obviously push-ups. Now, the cool thing with doing push-ups on push-up handles is, number one, if you maybe have been struggling with some wrist pain when you do push-up on a flat ground, like that, if you do them on push-up handles, you might be able to do them pain-free, or at least with less pain, because when you do them on handles, you're just going to go from this to that, and it's going to be way more wrist-friendly for you. So if you've been struggling with wrist pain, doing them on handles might help you out quite a lot. The other cool thing with doing push-ups on handles is that you get a bit more of that range of motion, and that can be a really cool thing to mix things up in your push-up training, just to get some variety. If you've been doing a lot of push-ups on flat ground, well, now if you do them on handles, it's going to be a slightly different feel with a bit more of that stretching component, and that can be a really refreshing thing. The other cool thing you can do with push-up handles is that you can do bodyweight tricep extensions. Now this is not the most beginner-friendly exercise, but if you're a complete beginner, just limit the range of motion. So don't go all the way down on this, just go as low as you can while still being able to push yourself all the way up. And one more word of that is that make sure that you put the handles on a surface that makes them not slide. So make sure the surface is not slippery. You want them to stay in the same place when you do them. But it's a very effective tricep exercise, and quite advanced, but something you can work up to in the future. And the third thing you can do with the push-up handles is a L-sit. So doing an L-sit on push-up handles is going to be slightly easier than doing them on a flat ground, because you're not forced to lift the legs up as high as you can. Of course you can lift the legs up higher as well on the push-up handles, so don't worry about that. But L-sits are a great exercise for the triceps, the abs, and also the lower trapezius. So very cool exercise that incorporates a lot of the entire upper body. Now when it comes to the ab wheel or the ab roller, or whatever word you want to use, it's been in the picture for a very long time, and anytime an equipment has been used for many years, you know, it's obvious that it stood the test of time and therefore it's still being used. And like I mentioned, something that boxers and those MMA fighters use very often in their training. So not the most beginner friendly either, but you can modify it to a more beginner level. And a really easy way to progress this for beginners is by doing a simple plank. So if you're really struggling with the ab roller at the moment, just do a plank for a while, get better at that, and then you can slowly move on to the actual ab wheel. Now just shortly, the key things you want to keep in mind when using the ab wheel is to, first of all, make sure you really tuck your hips in underneath. So you want to avoid having the lower back arch at any point in time, because then you can actually injure your lower back and it just loses a lot of efficiency. So push the hips in underneath and also protect your shoulder blades. So push the shoulders out like that. So out instead of in. Push them out. So your back is going to be ending up with a slightly hunched back position, and that's what you want when you're using the ab wheel. And on the way up, really focus on coming up by using the abs. Now it's very easy to actually make this into a lat movement, so actually pulling with the lats and come up that way. Now that is still a component of this movement, that's completely natural, but really focus on pulling with the abs, really crunch the abs and try to come up doing that movement. That's how you're going to get the most out of your repetitions when using the ab wheel. And only go as far or as straight as you can maintain those hips tucked in. If you notice that your lower back is starting to arch, well, that means that you went too far to your current capabilities. So instead, next time, don't go as far. Only go as far as you can maintain those hips tucked in. And if the lower back starts to arch, we went too far to your current capabilities. So just regress a little bit and keep working on that level, and then walk you up to getting even straighter with your body. The other cool thing you can do with this, I saw a guy on YouTube do it, his name was Phil Daru. He mentioned this is a great core exercise for the boxers, and that was doing bear crawls with the ab roller. So basically just a bear crawl, but you do them with the ab wheel. So your knees are going to be slightly above the ground, and then you're going to take slight steps and try to keep your body fairly stable. So I haven't seen anyone do that before. I thought it was very genius, so credits to Phil Daru for that. Apparently it's very effective for boxers, for their core conditioning. So that's a cool variation you can throw into your ab training. That's probably something different that you haven't done before, and you know, variety is always good to keep things fresh for you and keep it fun and interesting for you. So that is the Fitbeast Ab Wheel Training Toolkit. The ab wheel is going to make you feel like Rocky Balboa or Apollo Creed. A very old school and simple toolkit, and very effective. So I could highly recommend this to somebody who likes to keep things simple and is a big fan of that boxing type of training. And if you want to look more into Fitbeast, then I will leave a link in the description box where you can have a look at their website. So they specialize in at-home fitness training equipment. That's it for this video, guys. Hope you found it helpful. And if you got some value from this video, then please go ahead and leave this video a like, so I appreciate it. And subscribe to the channel for more tips on how to optimize your body weight, ring and at-home fitness training. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next video. Bye bye.